My name is Manoj Mistry. I'm your transformational coach. So, you're about to see a recording of a young professional called Lucy. Now, Lucy joined my 3-month coaching program earlier this year. And at that time, she wanted to understand how coaching could help her in her current role, which is quite tactical, to help her transition to a more strategic role with additional responsibilities. And what you hear in Lucy's story is how coaching has not only supported that journey for her, but also given her work-life balance back. So listen to Lucy's story. If it resonates, please get in touch. You can contact me on Instagram on manojmystery_coach. And I look forward to hearing from you.
Lucy, tell me a bit about yourself.
Hi. So I'm Lucy.
Yep.
26.
Yep.
I have obviously been working at Collins, which we don't work together, but we work for the same company.
Yep.
For 4 years, and I've been working in my HR early careers role for just coming up to 2 years now. But I've had quite a varied background, so yeah, I think it's been a bit of a mixture.
Okay.
Outside of work, I've got 2 crazy dogs.
Yep.
And I've had horses all my life.
Oh, wow.
So a bit outdoorsy.
Oh, that's good. All good. So why did you feel like you were ready to reach out to a coach then?
I think for me it was more professional side, really. I
Yeah.
was looking kind of for a bit of direction, and I'm doing a lot of learning. I know as we go through the coaching, and I kind of wanted to know how to pull that into more of a higher managerial level than what I'm doing at the moment, because there's some of it that I don't necessarily utilise as much as I would do in that high level.
And what were you looking to get out of 3 months then?
So I think maybe a bit more of a solid understanding of what it looks like. At first, I think it was, like I said, always in my head, it was professional, and that sort of development, what I was missing, what I need to focus on, what direction I need to be looking at to get to those sort of next steps professionally.
Okay. And what did you get?
Not just professional, how
Okay.
coaching can definitely help. Both professional and personal, how they're definitely linked together, and one affects the other. I know one of the first things we touched on was the importance of balancing,
Yeah.
and how they affect each other, and that has been such a help for me personally.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
In what way? Can you expand on that?
I think I didn't quite understand how not balancing work life and
Yeah.
study, because as I said, with the study, balancing all 3 of those, obviously had a knock-on effect with all 3.
Yeah.
And with home life, for example, I know we've spoke about me being late for a lot of things.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like family, friends would always be quite annoyed at me because yeah, I'll be there in a minute, because I'm either finishing work or I'm finishing an assignment. Whereas understanding how to balance things a lot better has maybe structured my life, not just work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
more on time with things. I
Yeah.
know when I shut off.
Yeah.
I've got that much time to do that much time to do that, and the work I'm putting out is a lot more, what's the word? I don't know what the word is.
Better quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
not just pumping out work and hoping
Yeah.
for the best.
Yeah.
Because I'm focusing on that, it's more quality,
Yeah.
and it's on time.
Okay. So, and then that, it's great that you've been able to share some of the positive effects of the coaching. That's really come across really well. And I've seen from where you were at the beginning of the journey back in January to where you are today, and you're much more confident, much more grounded. It is actually, the coaching process. Yeah, people talk about these things, and seeing that in your coaches is hugely rewarding. So, I definitely can see that with the journey you've been on. So so if I look at that, so what if you had not reached out for a coach? Where do you think would you be now?
I think especially because, as we talk about in my job role, it's very seasonal.
Yeah.
And so with the recruitment and everything that we go through at the moment, with the sheer volume of everything that we do, I think I'd be very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Trying to get through the final stages now of my qualification, as well as buying my house 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Trying to manage all 3 elements as well as the volume of work that we have, I'd just be so overwhelmed, and quite obviously probably at a mental breakdown stage.
Right. Okay.
At some
We don't
point.
want that. We don't want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
without realising it when I started coaching,
Yeah.
I think looking at it now, and as you said, the grounding is one of the main things that I realise each time I come in is what I need sometimes.
Okay.
And just that realisation, just hold on, take a minute, have a look at what's going on, and just bring it all back down just for a minute and
Okay.
go, everything's all right, and I'm on it.
Right.
So
Excellent. And how do you think this has impacted your family members and those closest to you? Have they seen a difference in Lucy?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mum always says, "You're always tired," because all I say, "I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm tired." My mum said, "I'm always tired," but being able to compartmentalise each stage of my life and
Yeah.
just structure my weekends is just allowing me to do more me things
Oh, okay.
and make
Yeah.
more time for me and my family.
And that wasn't the case previously.
No,
All right. And
because
yeah.
I'd like, we finish at 12 on a Friday.
Yeah.
I'd carry on working till 3, 4, 5.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'd obviously have the study on top. Saturdays, I'd have the study because I'm trying to catch up because I haven't had a chance to do any in the week.
Yeah.
And being able to structure it so some nights after school, that's been a long time, after work, I'm
Yeah.
able to do some of the study.
Yeah.
Or a Friday afternoon, I shut off at 1, maybe, not necessarily always 12 because that's just not how I work.
Yeah.
But I shut off at 1, maybe. I do a few hours of study.
Yeah.
It gives me more time of a weekend,
Yeah.
and I'm able to spend then more time on me and my family.
And I remember one of the conversations what we went through. We talked about being present
Yeah.
with your family and stuff. And it's can you talk through the tool that we used in terms of that, how many hours you spend and how present you were based on each of those buckets.
Yeah, so we did
Yeah.
the 3-3-3, didn't we?
Yeah.
But it's not always about splitting your time 3-3-3.
No.
So some people have 3 for work,
Yeah.
3 for you, 3 for sleep.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I needed the 4, and I'm definitely, as I said, I'm always tired, so I definitely needed to make sure I get my sleep in there.
Yeah.
So for me, it was that putting in next week's timetable as such.
Yeah.
For this is how much time I'm going to have for work. That's when I'm studying.
Yeah.
That's when it's me time, and that's when it's sleep time.
Yeah.
And I turn off at that time, and that's when it's me time. So that's when I turn off the laptop.
Oh, okay. So you actually literally go, right, I've given myself 3 hours
Yeah.
or whatever it is, or 4 hours. At that point, right, that's it.
I finish that sentence. I finish that paragraph.
Yeah.
We're done.
Wow. And without that tool and having gone through that exercise, what would you have done previously then?
I just carry on.
Right.
So there was points where my other half's going to me in bed. I want to go to sleep now, but
Yeah.
your laptop is blinding me and I can't get to sleep.
Yep.
And I'm still going at 11, 12,
Oh, wow.
1.
Yeah.
Just trying to bash it out and get it done. But it's of no substance.
Yeah.
Because you're just gone.
The
So
quality of your
you're
work
just
isn't
not
there.
there. You're not present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how do you think it's changed your career then, in terms of direction? How has it evolved from where you were back in January to what you're looking for from a future career or the current career you're in now?
I'm definitely more confident in me. I'm
Yeah.
more confident in. I know one of the things we spoke about was I want to understand things a lot more strategically.
Yeah.
From a management point of view. I'm more confident in the decisions that I make, and I'm able to have the right conversations with people now. Me and my manager Ollie, as we talk about quite often, one-to-ones,
Yeah.
or even conversations like just going about normal day-to-day things. I'm able to think about them and process it, and rather than just go, yeah, fine, we'll get on with that. I'm
Right.
able to go, hold on a minute, but why? And
Yeah.
ask the right questions about it.
Yeah.
So I'm able to kind of process everything in a direction.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're instead of just grabbing it and running with it,
Yeah.
like a headless chicken in effect,
Yeah, that's
you're
what it was.
actually taking time to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what I'm hearing and
Yeah.
what I've seen definitely. What about the beginning of the coaching process? We went through that discovery session, didn't we?
Yes.
Right. What did you think of that?
It was eye-opening. I think one of the things speaking to you and before getting
Yeah.
to you speaking to Sarah was, what do you want from coaching? What are your objectives? And I was not quite sure.
Hmm.
I hear a lot of people doing it. It's good. I encourage the grads to do it. But for me, I didn't really know what my objectives were. And that discovery session was literally discovering.
Yeah.
And discovering me and my goals. And I think the main one for me was that the one section where you say who you are now and who you want to be.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure who I was.
Okay. Yeah.
And it made me realise that. And I think what we spoke about with the balance, I thought I was balanced. I didn't think I got a problem.
Right.
And that was my main first problem that we dealt with, because I was not balanced.
Right. And I guess, 'cause I remember one of the conversations you had, I think you referenced that I think you'd shared something with your mom, and your mom had just gone, yeah, that is you.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that if you're okay?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
around the balance,
Was
wasn't
it?
it?
Yeah,
And not
yeah,
being
yeah,
present, or
yeah.
like, yeah, it was around the present and not necessarily going out to things.
Yeah.
No, I've got to get that done.
Yeah.
And I'll just say no
Right.
to friends or things like that. And now I'll say no if I don't want to go, but I won't say no because I'm guilty of not getting work done and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's on your terms as
Yeah.
opposed to being a third factor in there or something.
Yeah.
Right. So, would you recommend coaching to people?
100%, and I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
So
Okay. Yeah.
with all of our recruitment and everything that we're going
Yeah.
through now, one of the main things that I highlight as a benefit to the programs that we do is the option of coaching
Oh, okay.
and
Excellent.
the benefits of it. So
Yeah.
they talk. So the questions that we get all the time is, what are the development opportunities that we offer?
Yeah.
And I'll say, the first one I say, it's not about the so like the business acumen side, because you'll learn that in any business.
Correct.
It's the coaching and the personal development,
Yes.
because I did not realise the benefits of it personally
Yes. Until you've gone through it.
until I've done it.
Well, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because people, academia will teach you the technical side of whatever subject you're trying to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're on the right program, maybe over a course of a couple of years, you'll learn your leadership stuff. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a full character based on who you want to be and where you want to go. And that's where coaching really does sort of accelerate that sort of development portion, because you not only get the technical aspects, which you do get that, but you get the ability, as what you described, to step back and go, let me just think about that a little bit. So that's good. And bear in mind that you've got you've got your hobbies, obviously your social life, your family life, you've got work life, you're studying. Where do you get the motivation for coaching?
Like you said, the grounding of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, even I think the motivation, especially when I'm having one of those weeks where everything's up in the air, and I think because we tend to have it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
By the time I come to a Thursday, I can be a bit hectic.
Okay.
And sometimes feel like I'm going a bit off the rails, and it just kind of grounds me. And you're able to kind of give me some tools, and you go, okay, what's the thing you're feeling a bit woo? And you're able to give me some tools and kind of put me back in the right direction, and just sort of lay everything out in a structured way.
Okay.
And just level everything out rather than everything being scrambled on a table.
Yep.
We just flatten it all and just look at it reasonably.
Fair enough.
But even when I'm having a good week, I think there's also a relationship there with where I want to share with you the successes I've had.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely intrigued to know how you're getting on. So
yeah, and
that's
I
good.
do feel that as well.
Good.
So like when I said to you about my presentation, with
Yeah.
presentation skills of being one of the ones that, as you know, I absolutely dread.
Yep.
And I said to you, I presented and I didn't die because I was so happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm genuinely pleased for you, and I know it'll become habit, and you'll get used to it. But the fact that you were able to take those steps and present and be calm through that, without that sort of the inner voice, so I was really pleased to hear that from you. So that was really good. Well, thank you for the testimonial. Thank you for the for this, and I look forward to carrying on coaching with you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you
Brilliant. Thank you
so
very
much for all your help.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.